Yeah, yeah.
There is one.
Yeah.
There you go. You'll get kind of have.
Call the meeting to order. It is the mission of Montague Area Public Schools to educate and inspire all students to become motivated, articulate, productive, and successful citizens for today, tomorrow, and forever. Item number 2 on the agenda is Pledge Allegiance. Please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 is roll call.
Rupert,
Present.
Homer, here. Newbar, here. Graff,
Here.
Smith,
Here.
Francis, here. Dahl, here. Everyone's here.
Item 4 is approval of the agenda. Motion by Amanda, support by Cindy. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 5 is consent agenda. Motion by Amanda, support by Joel. Discussion. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Item 6 is the public comment portion of the meeting. Public comments will be accepted at this time. Each statement shall be limited to 5 minutes duration. Participants shall direct all comments to the board and not to staff or other participants. The board welcomes public comment, but does not respond to citizens' concerns at its meetings. At the citizens' request and the board's direction, the superintendent or designee will respond in a timely manner. This meeting is a meeting of the Board of Education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. I believe we had one person on the list, so go ahead and stand up and.
Hi, my name is Abby Tallquist, and I live at 2876 Oak Street, Roxbury. And I would like to talk to you guys about the possibility of bringing back white caps and gowns for graduation, not gender specific, but as a choice for students. We have had a lot of discussion within our class and even underclassmen of many people wanting to bring this opportunity back as students want to have a choice in the matter. And we have even gotten a paper of signatures of students in support of this. And we would really appreciate if you would consider allowing this option back for us. And this is a timely manner as the forms for order are due on Friday. So we would appreciate if we could have an answer sooner than later. Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other public comments at this time? All right, item 7 is reports.
All right. First, we have our auditor report. The Finance Committee did meet prior to this meeting and went through an in-depth meeting around the auditor report. We have Mike Bredeveld from Bredeveld and Hafner Company, and he will provide a lighter view of some of the things that we heard in the Finance Committee.
Yep. So, like Jeff said, I just met with the Finance Committee. We went over pretty much the whole entire report, had a lot of good discussion and questions on it. So I'll just point out a couple brief things. The first one I want to point out, if you have seen the report, it does say draft on it. So the federal government has had some hiccups with issuing what's called the compliance supplement. It regulates what procedures exactly we need to do for the federal funding portion of the audit that we have to look at. MDE did just issue some guidance late last week on exactly how to handle that. So we're taking care of that and we'll have it done hopefully next week. So page 1 of this report is the audit opinion or auditor's report. You'll see the first paragraph there is a good clean audit opinion, exactly what you're looking for when you have an audit like this. And then I'll scroll down to the general fund and I'm on page 14. So you'll see at the bottom of this page, there's total fund balances. The first column there is going to be the general fund. The unassigned fund balance in there is about 1.5 million at the end of the year. Then a couple pages past that, you'll see the income statement or statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balance, and you'll see the general fund increased fund balance by about $77,000 this year. In years past, we did have a comment in the governance letter regarding food service fund balance, and that was all taken care of this year. You're back within that allowable threshold. And other than that, if there's any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer some.
No question. I just want to say great job, Stacy.
Yeah,
Stacy takes care of this for us and does a great job at making sure that we're all in compliance. So
Yes.
Awesome.
Well, Mike, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mike.
For being
yeah,
here.
thank you.
Yes. And I'd like to echo Brent's comments as well. Stacy obviously puts a lot of time and effort into this audit process as well. So thank you to her for that. Moving on to our next report, we have the FFA report, which is our 2025-26 calendar of events. We have 3 students with us today, Jenna Waller, Dane Rossler, and Elle Moran.
All right, well, welcome to the Montague FFA Fall 2025 update. My name is Elle Moran. I serve as the treasurer on the FFA officer team.
I'm Jenna Waller. I am the secretary on our officer team.
I'm Dane Rossler, and I'm the Growing Leaders Chair on our officer team as well.
So, Elle, what even is FFA?
FFA is the world's largest youth organization.
And doesn't it stand for Future Farmers of America?
It used to stand for Future Farmers of America, but now it simply just stands for the FFA. Did you guys know that Montague finished first overall in the state for the best chapter, and we are top 25 in the nation chapter-wise?
So, when was Montague FFA founded?
The Montague FFA chapter was founded on March 5th, 1931. Our first official advisor was Raymond Robert Earl.
Doesn't that make our FFA chapter 95 years old this year?
Yes, Jenna, the 95th anniversary for our FFA chapter is coming up this spring.
How cool is that? So our officer team has been up to a lot this past year. So in the left pictures, we had our officer retreat in Grand Rapids. That was the week after school got out. So we went to the John Bell Zoo, and then we also did something new called the Barn Bunch. Each officer got their own little stuffed animal from the Critter Barn in Grand Rapids, and with that we take a lot of pictures, like fun pictures, dress up the critters, just something to get us all involved. So my animal is a peacock, 5 camp at Camp Duego. And then one cool thing that we did is we had our Catchmark Media Day. We made a hype video, we did a fun TikTok. Overall, it was very fun.
Okay, and then community service. Our first community service event this year was a beach cleanup, and this was with the Whitehall FFA chapter. So both chapters headed to the Montague and Whitehall Pier, and we spent a couple hours cleaning up the beach. And then we did our Giving to Goats back in January, which is where students, staff, and people around the community can donate their Christmas trees, and we'll give them to local farmers who have goats. And then we recently paired up with the Muskegon Rescue Mission and packaged apples for people in need. And then every year we do our Region 5 breakup, which is where the community can come together and volunteer, spend a couple hours out of their Saturday and clean up Oak Grove Cemetery. And then our integrated projects class and M Crew did some projects around the elementary school, like a gardening section, and then just some landscaping around the high school.
Chapter highlights. So we've been up to a lot. In the top left, you can see that we had a regional star interview. This was hosted at Coopersville High School. Just to the right of that, we have our meat judging. This was held at MSU. We had not only had our NBC students involved in this, but some of our MHS as well. It was a big event for us. Just to the right of that, we have the national chapter presentation. As we said earlier, we got first in that in the entire state, so that led us to be later ranked as number 25 in the nation. Just to the right of that, we have our spring trail. This was held at the MAC. This was for our littles. We did a little counting activity as well as including farm animals. Just like a fun activity for them to get out of class, have a little bit more fun. Below that was our first assembly of the year. That's our back to school assembly. We played a few different games, introduced our FFA officers, and just tried to have a little bit of fun to start off our year. Just to the left of that, we have our Montague Market. This was hosted last Saturday. Actually, the gifts that you guys will be receiving after this came from a student that was at this event just last Saturday. Continuing on, we had our FFA state officer that came in for a workshop for our NBC students, just trying to give them more information about the FFA, giving them something to do outside of their regular classwork. And finally, we had our new event, which is shown on the bottom left. This is our Lucky Droppings event. This was hosted at the Montague and Whitehall football game. It was a great charity event, and it was really a great opportunity and a great thing that we brought in this year into our chapter.
So our ag classes have been up to a lot. In the top left corner, we have our AP Environmental Science class at Minor Park. They're water testing with GVSU Research Center, so we pair up with them. We test for E. coli, we catch invertebrates, and it's just a really good opportunity to get outside of the classroom and learn about different things. Below that, we have our Earth Ecology class making an edible soil layers. Just to the right of that, we have one of our tractors from Tractor Days. All of our ag classes got to go around and look at all the different tractors. It's just something cool to see if some kids have never been able to experience or go inside one of those. Above that, we have our ag bio class doing an ice cream making lab. Our greenhouse class got the chance to design their own porch plot. We got to go to Weese's and pick out all the different flowers and greenery and fillers. We got to make those and bring them home. To the right of that, we have our vet science class dissecting a pig. And then below that is our ag bio class. They get to do the broiler project, so that's them with the chicks. It's always a really fun time when the chicks come and you just got to sit there and play with them and pet them. And then that bunny is Meadow. She just kind of pops up in the classes. It's really good for students to pet her and feed her. She's always a good time. And then we had our annual harvest day at the elementary school. So we had lots of stations for kids to interact with different fruits and vegetables that are grown in the area. We provided a lunch and popsicles for them. And then we had many students from ag leadership, ag bio, earth ecology, and other elective classes help out with this event.
Our chapter meetings are held every single month, both at MHS and NBC. The main purpose is to build a connection between both parts of our chapter and keep participation as high as possible. To the left, we had friendship bracelet making. We just try to get a little team building activity going on every single month. Just to the right up at the top, we have pumpkin painting. We try to make it fit with the month, so this was obviously in October. We held an Ag Olympics this September. We had different activities as well, the bucket stacking, the wheelbarrow race, and we were presented them with their certificates in the top. In the bottom two pictures in the middle, we can see that we also do this at the NBC. Again, they just try to have fun with it, build community as best we can, and just give them an opportunity outside of school.
So our broiler project is in ag bio. So we have 100 birds at the school that we're raising at the school. 250 birds are being raised at home by students. This gives the students a really good farm to table experience. Their students are going out to the barn every single day to clean up the pen, feed the chickens. We weigh them. We learn about all the things chickens. And then we do a Santa stop at the MAC. So every kindergarten comes to visit. So we had a little visit from Santa. The kids told Santa what they wanted for Christmas. We do a story time and then a bunch of just crafts, and it's a really big hit over there. Okay, and then we have our leadership contest highlights. Some big ones are Annie Jensen and Grace Torsch, who got first in their competitions of public speaking and extemporaneous. And they will be speaking at National Convention here in 2 weeks in Indiana. And then we had some other success in many other teams. In the top left corner is our Ag Issues team receiving first at regionals. And then moving over, we have proficiency awards from juniors. At the top right is our middle school parliamentary team. And then we have more ag issues, our junior conduct team, receiving state degree, and then another demonstration team.
State convention, so this is held every single year, obviously. Last spring, we had a very successful run. 31 state competitors, all award winning. In the middle top, we can see that state star SAE, this is Grace Torres, she won hers. Following on from that, the bottom 3 pictures in the bottom right, those are all proficiencies. We have 15 proficiency awards given out. Again, in the bottom left, we can see the national chapter presentation. Just adding on, it's pretty impressive that we got first in the state for FFA. Bottom left, those are all of the participants that went to state, all 31 of them. And just above that in the top left, those are outstanding junior awards. Just a very successful year for us statewide.
Another successful hit that we had is Animal Day for our elementary students. The students are able to see various different farm animals, including an alligator, which we had this year. That was really cool. There was things, bunnies, donkeys, chickens, lambs, all the farm animals. We also had tractors that they could climb on and see inside of those. And it's a good learning experience to see what the animals eat, how fun facts. It's always just a big hit.
So as we stated before, the FFA at our NBC is very important to us. In the top, you can see our M crew. That's where we give community service hours. We just try to give that opportunity for people. In the top right, that is our FFA members that were in the task of raging sturgeon. They were released in Black River up in Sheboygan, Michigan. We're actually getting another sturgeon tomorrow, so that's pretty cool. Bottom right, that's part of Chick Day. So again, they also help out with the broiler contest, just trying to give them more things to be involved in. Just to the left of that, that's their chapter meetings. Again, just trying to have fun with it, get them out and trying to boost participation in the middle school level for our FFA. To the left of that, we can see 2 little stands. That's with a lemonade and a hot chocolate stand. Our NBC FFA tries to participate a lot in teacher appreciation, try to appreciate them as much as we can. And finally, in that top left, we can see the NBC students that competed at the district level. They were in conduct and meetings, all did a great job.
Okay, and then like I previously mentioned, this year is our 95th anniversary. So this spring we'll be honoring our chapter memories, traditions, and awards that members have received by holding a banquet. Stay tuned this spring because you all will be invited to this banquet. And the 95th anniversary makes us one of the oldest chapters in the state of Michigan. Coming up. Oh, this is my slide. But I have the slide too. Wait, but so do I. Let's just save this debate for the discussion on October 15th. We also have the broiler contest, which is October 21st. Our leadership contest starts January 28th. That is districts. Our skills contest are April 17th. That's at MSU. And then as well as our meat judging is at May 13th, also at MSU.
Wait, Jen, I have this really cool tractor that I want to show off. How can I do that?
Well, Dane, there's a Drive Your Tractor to School Day, October 17th, this Friday.
Count me in.
We also have our national convention trip coming up. That's October 29th through the 31st. And then our state convention is March 4th through the 6th. And then our officer retreat is to be determined where it's going to be at, but I think it's going to be June 6th through the 8th. Is there any questions?
I have one. You had talked about it was 1935 then, and the first person that was in charge was Raymond, was it Raymond Robert or whatever, Early.
Mhm.
So was that Mr. Early from the early school?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then you said you're 25th in the nation. How many chapters are there? Do you know?
In the nation. Well, there's about 110 in the state of Michigan alone.
which is about average per state. So,
5,000.
yeah.
So being in the top 25 is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Well done.
Good job.
And then to thank you for your time, we got you guys all little treats.
Is it a bunny?
These are carrot cake cupcakes made from Ariana Mueller. She sold some of her bacon at the Montague market on a Saturday, but she made a fresh batch for you today.
Take it a Saturday cup.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Ready for you now?
One more. All right, so after you guys'
Thank
meeting
you.
concludes, if you guys could find our advisor, Ms. Kaminsky, you guys can all get shirts just like ours, pick your size. We'd love to see you in them.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you so much. All right, job well done. As you see in the new business, there will be a consideration for the approval of those calendar events. Moving on to our next report is our principal meaningful minute. Who would like to start us today?
We look forward to the FFA coming for our spooky trail, so that's just around the corner, and that is a highlight. Everything the FFA does and comes to do at the back is definitely the highlights of our year. Basically, what we have going is we just had our spooky trip, and so we have about 85% of our parents come and join us on this trip, which is really exciting. And I wanted to thank the PTO for paying for our busing for that. And then Sandy's going to talk a little bit about learning walks. And I just wanted to reiterate the fact that this is really powerful learning for our teachers with the new programming that we're doing. And to the point where even today, our teachers have gone to observe each other by request. No one asked them to do that. They wanted to do that as they implement the new differentiated skills program. So that's pretty exciting today. We have parent-teacher conferences coming up. We finished the NWEA. We have our VIP, our very first VIP coming up. So, and then of course the Spooky Trail. And then this month we had our fire prevention. So the fire trucks came, and that's pretty exciting. And we had to spray the little house. We had some fire drills, and then we had an extra drill by accident. But that was the excitement and good. That's all for us at the MAC.
Thank you.
As my mother would say, I could say ditto kiddo on some of those things, but I'll go into a little bit more detail. As Jen mentioned, we have finished up our NWEA testing. And so we are in the process of going through our data and determining which students need targeted assistance, and then that will be handled in the classroom with the teachers or through the Title I services. Our second graders visited Shoal Farms, and thank you to our food service because they always apply for a grant, and that helps pay for the field trip itself and the transportation. And as the FFA folks mentioned, we had our harvest lunch, another very successful harvest lunch at RRO. And kudos to food service and to the FFA because the activities they plan and the events they plan for the children are so engaging, and kids absolutely love it. And I think every year it just gets better and better. And I think more and more parents come, which is really awesome. And the food is outstanding. So it's really great to hear kids talking about it. And then, they don't want to leave the activities to go to the playground for recess, but they have to get the next group in. So it's hard to pull them away, but it's a lot of fun. We had our first student celebration assembly where we honored our students of the month and our best writers of the month, as well as our sportsmanship awards in PE and our standing ovation awards in music. And as Jen said, our literacy leadership team did learning walks. And so what that looks like is they took time away from their classrooms and they walked around and watched shared reading in action in the classroom. And we got lots of great reports about students were highly engaged, and the teachers were really impressed with how well the other teachers were following the program with fidelity, which is part of our work. Last week, we helped the high school volleyball team with our pink out, so all the staff and students wore pink. And in an effort to create an environment for our coin wars that Sarah Waller, our third grade teacher, and her husband Jack helped put on. So we collected coins for a few days, and then they promised that the grade level that collected the most money would get an extra recess. It's amazing what they'll do for us. But first grade is the one who won. We collected a total of $784.03. First grade alone collected $203.07. And all of the money went to Hope Scarves. And so it's just a really fun time for all. And I know several kids went to the volleyball game that night. They wore pink so they could get in free. So they were really excited about that. We too celebrated Fire Prevention Week with the fire trucks coming over. And then we're getting ready for the snow plows to come, where the first and second graders will go out and sign the snow plows. That was new to me when I came to Montague, but I think it's so awesome. I love that. And it's been a busy month, but I think with parent-teacher conferences coming up, it's going to be even more busy. And we're celebrating homecoming this week. But today was Pajama Day. Tomorrow it's wear your favorite college, local, professional sports. So we're kind of going along with what the high school is doing, and we're really looking forward to the pep assembly on Friday, although I don't know how it's all gonna work out. These principal outfits, but I'm working hard on it. But it's always something, we're fingers crossed for good weather. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy.
At NBC, we also just finished our NWEA testing. Sixth graders went to Grace Adventures on Thursday. They spent all day there. They got back after dinner time, had a great time there with horseback riding, canoeing, laser tag, dune hikes. Mr. Emmelander took our 7th and 8th grade choirs to a workshop that was hosted by Reese Puffer. They brought in a clinician and had invited all the middle schools across the county. So he said that was a great day. They learned a lot, and there were, they filled the bottom portion of Reese Puffer's auditorium with middle school kids singing, which was pretty awesome to see some of the videos he brought back. Our 6th graders have completed their first round of their afternoon electives. Remember, this is the new program we said where everybody's going to get 4 weeks of band and choir, and then gym and art to kind of test it out. So I was able to go in there at the end, and after 4 weeks, hear kids, they got to pick the favorite instrument out of the 4 that they tried. So we had a number of them with flutes and clarinets and trombones, and they were playing some simple songs. And then the choir and the band they traded days, so they performed for each other the songs that they've learned. So kind of a great culmination. There are some kids very excited about being able to play their instruments and what they've learned. So we'll see. Now we're wondering, what does that translate into when they don't make their choice now until December? Will they still remember all of that? So we'll see how that goes. More to come on that, but we're in our second rotation now. They're just about a week and a half in. So they're starting to make some squeaky noises with the instruments down the hallway, which are kind of fun to hear how far they've come in just 4 weeks. We have our last football game is Wednesday. Volleyball playoffs are next week already, and then our first season of sports is done. We'll have about a week off, and then we get into basketball and wrestling and competitive cheer will be up and going. Our robotics team has been meeting for a few weeks. They'll be working towards their competition. They're going to try and do 2 in November this year. So they got quite an interesting challenge this year where they've got to pick up what look like wiffle balls, right about triple the size of a wiffle ball. They need to throw them up into a container. It's about 36 inches off the ground, and then they roll down a track. And they got to recollect them, come out of this track with a little gate you got to open up. So they got to do all of that, recollect those, and then go back around and try and put them back in to continue to score. So they're doing a nice job with some of their design, and thanks to all of our coaches who are involved with that. We have conferences coming up. Very excited for parents to come in and get a chance to meet with all of our parents. We're going to schedule them again. So if you know anybody who's got middle school kids, encourage those parents to come in and sign up for conferences. And then just a little on our leadership team. We're continuing our learning as principals with our leadership coach, Betty McElhone. She's been in twice already. She's going to be in 3 more times working with all the principals this school year. So we really enjoy those half days of learning together. So.
Thank you, Jim.
All right, the high school. So on your way out today, make sure you check out our Students of the Month for September. They have been recognized. They get a T-shirt that has our 4 qualities on it. They get to eat in the Cat Cave, which is the new extra cafeteria space with their friends for the month. And they are recognized on social media as well. We started putting some words on their certificates that the teachers said about them. So they told us that was really meaningful for them. Our golf team is making history. Montague is our assistant coach here. So they have won the conference championship for the first time ever in school history. They were the GMAA city champs and they were also regional champs. So they are heading to state on Friday. So we're hopeful that that will go well for them. Our equestrian team just placed 3rd at state over this past weekend. They had many individuals that placed very high in many events. Kind of think of it like a track meet with horses. And we're very proud of them. That is now, we consider that a school sport, so they are acknowledged for that with varsity awards as well. Soccer is heading to Kingsley tomorrow for district semifinals. So we're hopeful that game goes well. They are leaving early because it's quite a trip. It is homecoming week, so we do have dress-up days, floats, court, posters, the assembly, and we are also kicking off Ride with Pride on Friday. So we're just packing it all in there. Students don't know this yet, and they all left, so that's okay. But we are actually giving one free pass for Ride with Pride. So anybody who maybe has some tardies or had a lunch detention for maybe some time violations, those are going to be wiped clean. So we start on Friday, and anyone is eligible to be able to have their name in for the prizes and the car. They don't have to be 16 to be part of the other prizes. They do have to be a licensed driver to be able to win the car. But that will start on Friday. We have some new student clubs. I feel like every time I come, we have a new club. We have a yoga club that Miss Fitz is starting with some of her wellness training. She's doing that on Thursdays at 3 o'clock. If you wanted to join, they were actually outside on Thursday, so they had a great time there. We have some students who have asked to have a slam poetry club. If you've never seen slam poetry, YouTube it. It's really cool. It's basically rap talking. So they have talked to Mr. Frank about meeting with them after school to get that going. We have esports that we are getting off the ground. Mr. Denniston is helping Mr. Geldersma figure out what we need to do for all of that. And then if anybody wants to oversee a debate club or model UN, we have students interested in that, but no adults yet. So we're looking for adults for those clubs. Our band received a 1 at Marching Band Festival last Tuesday at North Shores. We were the only Class C band to get a 1, so that was impressive. They did a great job. And they're receiving some of the highest scores they've ever received in competition history. So make sure you check them out. They have a competition at Mona Shores on Saturday morning, but also the Glow Show is 1 week from today, and that's a fan favorite, so don't miss that. Come early. Wildcat Salute. Thank you, Mrs. Wood. It was a great evening. If you were there, all the bells and whistles happened. So thank you to her for that. And then just to end with some things our staff is looking at, Mr. Pro talked about some of the things that staff is doing with the leadership team. We're looking at our tier 1 instruction. So really looking at our curriculum maps and making sure that our scope and sequence are aligned and that we are having a firm foundation. Our tier 2 team is currently getting coached by the ISD so that we can provide quality interventions for students, both behavior and academic wise. One statistic for you, I just pulled this today, 98% of all student grades. So if you take all of our students times 6, so it's kind of a weird statistic, but they all have 6 classes. 98% of them are passing grades. So out of over 2,000 grades, only about 58 of those are in danger of failing. So that's where we can come in with some of those interventions. Mr. Geldersma is our success coach. He's using that information to pull those students and get them going in the right direction. Attendance has also improved this year. We have our new slogan with the ISD, every Wildcat, every day. And Mrs. Miziora is seeing more kids at school every day. So Hope to have a little bit more actual percentages for you after our first quarter wraps up, but we are seeing an improvement in that. And we also have freshman seminars. Our seminar at the end of the day, we've pulled our freshmen out, everybody else is mixed. And those teachers will be getting some instruction with our career specialists from the ISD, and they're going to start some career exploration early. So that's a focus that they're going to be working on over the next few weeks.
Right.
That's the high school.
Thank you, Christy. All right, moving on to superintendent comments. Couple repeats here from what you just heard, but congratulations to our equestrian team. Third place finish is the highest ranking that we've had in that. That is part of the Class B division at the state championship this past week. There were 11 state qualifying teams. There were 11 state qualifying teams out of the approximately 35 plus B division teams throughout Michigan. Members on that team include Olivia Jacobson, Lily Rice, Haley Van Tool, Caleb Rice, Samantha Scheffler, Sierra Ware, and Colette Moreau. So congratulations to them and Coach Rice for all that they did this year. As you heard, congratulations to the golf team as well. First conference championship for them ever. Also with the GMA and regional championships as well. And you see they will be heading for the state finals here coming up as part of our board agenda as well. Legislative budget, we finally have one. So that's pretty exciting as well. In that budget, there will be the $10,050 per pupil. That is also looking at a 25% increase to our at-risk funds. GSRP, which is our preschool programming that we have through White Lake Community Ed, is also increasing 4.6%. Even though it's not our budget, it just is going to allow for GSRP to be free for all preschoolers at that point. So we'll see what that does with some of our numbers. And we're digging into the rest of the budget on what that really means for us. But overall, we now know the numbers that we're working with. Student count, we did have count day. We are at 1,268 students. This is down from last year, although it is above approximately 42 above the FTE that we budgeted for. So that's a great thing. Obviously, we conservatively budgeted to be a loss of students, and although we are a decrease of 19 students, we budgeted obviously much less than that. So that is good news for us as well. I'd also like to pay credit to Ms. Jackie Wood and thank you for her work in the Wildcat Salute. For those of you that were there, another extraordinary event that she put on for the first time. Now, no rain, which is nice, but we had the flyover and the parachute drop, and that was pretty cool. And that, just double check my notes here, is it for superintendent comments. So moving on to new business.
All right. Item 8 is new business. Item 8A is consideration of approving the 2024-2025 financial audit, which is in Google Drive. The suggested motion is to approve the 2024-2025 financial audit as presented. Motion by Amanda, support by Joel. Any discussion?
So we heard Mike Vandervelde discuss his findings here with you, the board, along with the finance committee prior to the meeting as well, which was Emily, Brent, and Amanda, and a more in-depth process, as you did hear, because of the federal standards have not been yet released. It is considered a draft form still at this point in time, but it will get sent. No numbers would change within that.
Any additional discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carried. Item 8B, consideration of approving the FFA calendar of events. The suggested motion is to approve the FFA calendar of events as presented.
So moved.
Moved by Karen, support by Cindy. Discussion.
You heard their FFA students with the calendar of events. In your packet, you actually had a printed out or a sent version of all the different events that will take place throughout the school year as well.
Any changes, I didn't ask, any changes year over year? It seemed like very similar. I'm guessing the schedule's the same, right? So same thing they did
Yes,
last year.
it's generally the same.
Yeah.
Always busy.
You're busy, yeah.
Any additional discussion or questions?
Thanks for answering.
Yeah. All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8C, consideration of approving the annual summer tax resolution. The suggested motion is to approve the annual summer tax resolution as presented. Moved by Amanda. Support by Karen, sorry. Discussion.
So whenever a district collects summer taxes from a municipality, this must be approved by the board annually. As a district, we have collected 100% of taxes from the city of Montague and White River Township in the summer since at least 2010. And this is a renewal of that intent for the summer of 2026. Collecting this revenue in the summer from these two municipalities helps the district cash flow as we begin the school year. The rest of our municipalities have taxes collected in the winter, which include Montague Township, Whitehall Township, Claybanks Township, Ottawa Township, and Grant Township.
Any additional discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8D, consideration of approving the agreement for collection of summer taxes. Suggested motion is to approve the agreements for the collection of summer taxes for White River Township and the city of Montague. Moved by Amanda. Support by Karen. Discussion.
All right, now that we approved the collection of the summer taxes, this is our actual agreements with the city of Montague and White River Township for the summer of 2026. There are costs associated with the collection of summer taxes, since summer tax collection primarily benefits the school districts, whereas winter tax collection benefits the municipality, so they do not charge to collect winter taxes. We have paid $3 per parcel since 2011, and we are asking the board to approve these agreements once again. These fees typically cost the district around $5,000 a year, but generate a cash flow of around $3.2 million from July to October. This allows the district to borrow less for the district operations and our fall debt service payments. Once approved here, we will forward these agreements to the city of Montague and White River Township for their approval.
We're paying them $3. That's, they've quoted that to us, or that's our offer?
That is the offer that we paid since 2011.
Yeah, awesome.
Correct.
I'm gonna ask for a quote on that.
Why does,
Keep it at $3.
why do the summer taxes not benefit the municipalities but the winters do?
Obviously, this is the wrong building, dude.
What's that?
We go to Township Hall.
Yeah.
I get it.
Do you know, Stacy, do you know what the,
They
Right.
collect, the library, fire, all of that in the winter.
So they're already collecting taxes in the
Right,
wintertime.
the school board, the school taxes in the summer.
It's like an election. If we have an extra line, I got it. That makes sense. Okay. Took me a second to figure out what you're saying. All right. Any additional discussion or questions? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8E is consideration of casting votes at the 2025 MASB Delegate Assembly. The suggested motion is to authorize certified delegate Karen Neubauer or alternate Amanda Dahl to vote on amended, new, and substituted resolutions and bylaw proposals at the Delegate Assembly as agreed upon by the board. Joel, motion by Joel. Is that you, Emily? Discussion.
so Karen is the delegate for the October 23rd meeting at 7 p.m. At the Traverse City Resort. As you saw in your packet, there are not really that many changes, just some amended resolutions that include the assessment and competency testing, which there was just a change. The committee wanted to emphasize that the assessment should be written by those with experience and expertise in education and making assessments grade appropriate. The other was family involvement in the schools. Their changes had some rationale that wanted to emphasize always working toward the best interests of our students. So the verbiage, this involvement would enhance school opportunities and functions to continue to work toward the best interests of its students would be the the language change. And then the last one, curriculum and standards. The standards and content level expectations should be developed by educators with expertise in education and child development. The rationale there was they again wanted to stress the need for educators and experts to draft standards and content level expectations to make sure that it's done in the best way for our students. So I do not see any issues with any of those changes. They're very minimal, and that I would recommend that Karen does take those as changes as far as voting on its behalf.
So one thing to mention for Karen and Amanda, they can get in there and they would sometimes will modify those. So you'll have to just be aware for that. So these will come up for vote in the meeting. And then sometimes they'll actually, make motions to change the verbiage or pray that doesn't happen because that usually means the meeting is going to go for a very, very long time. But it did happen one year. So just so you have a heads up. Yeah. Any additional discussion or questions?
They also put you on speed dial. So.
Yeah.
No.
I will not answer. No, I'm just kidding. Any additional discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8F is consideration of approving overnight athletic trip. Suggested motion to approve the overnight trip for the varsity girls to attend and compete at the MHSA Division IV State Championship at Cat Key Golf Course in Big Rapids, October 16th through the 18th, 2025. Amanda, motion? Support by Cindy. Discussion.
So with the regional championship, that led them to the state finals. It is in Big Rapids. This is a overnight trip that they have taken previously this school year as well at Big Rapids. And it is a course that we are familiar with. So we're hoping that they will do quite well.
Any additional discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 8G is consideration of approving overnight athletic trip. Suggested motion is to approve the overnight trip for the varsity cross country team to attend and compete at the MHSA cross country state finals at Michigan International Speedway in Brooklyn, Michigan, October 31st through November 1st, 2025. Motion by Amanda, support by Karen. Discussion.
So
it's Emily, sorry.
This is October 31st through November 1st. We do not know the number of students that we will have on this trip. It'll depend on the regional championships. So we could have 0 and nobody goes, or we could have, I don't know how many, I guess. I think officially there could be like 15, but realistically there would be a small number.
Any additional discussion or questions?
It's co-ed,
Yes.
and there are,
It's a male coach and a female coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
okay, and housing will be
Yep.
similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, here's,
Yeah, I know my sister, but I don't know what they're, we do it. Perfect.
okay.
All right. Any additional discussion or questions? All those in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 9 on the agenda is adjournment.
I'll move.
Moved by Cindy, support by Joel. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carried. Meeting is adjourned.
All right, if I could get you before you leave, there is some cards there. If you would